Busia for some TV in Yama Obibia Aquaba. Busia the veteran journalist, Kwesi Pratt Jr. Or the assembly about a Montania watch say, and some be a course of Ghana, my more Busia, or no dear, or Guinea want to make NTSC. And they say, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. If you or Bray or buy, we share appointments with me, I will vote in a month for Yasaki or more idea free or more offices are Nina, and they say, or more political party in Tia. Kwesi Pratt say what dwene ho a wonte ase na oman no edru empempen so as say no ye befa wadwumu a anase ye befa wadwumu a it is based on your political affiliation. Kwesi Pratt Jr. Echirimu a sabe amambu a His Excellency John Dramani Mahama asha say what the Ghana for egunu enya de say ebeboa Ghana for na Ghana for moma yenhwe yi na yensesa ya dwene 2028 you said ye koso e wo manyem no enya say enya de say asenketwa na eni enya papa eye wochemu a ene ye befa wadwuma kwa na uni NDC ana uni MPP a chese enya de say befa protocol akese na ze say de dwuma e wo omanyem na enya wo qualifications de de say de ato enchen bibi kwa na busia eno na Kwesi Pratt chemu say de say amambu ekosi de enya de beboa Ghana man na in fact audience bebe na na de ato dia me pese beko na yakoti ono ankasa na numuti wonsam a
I am getting increasingly worried by a new trend. A new trend, and it's the most dangerous trend, perhaps second to Galamsey. We have now arrived at a situation as a country where every national assignment is given only on the basis of which political party you belong to. That is stupid, that is criminal, that is anti-national. Today, I am quite sure that even to get employment as a medical officer will not be dependent on your qualification, but will be dependent on the party card you hold. What kind of country are we building? What kind of country are we building? And every now and then I go to social media and I see a list. So and so and so was a member of MPP. He's organizing this position, so get rid of him. Are you mad? Are you mad? We cannot decide everything on the basis of party affiliation. We've got to get beyond this. Begin to look at expertise, people's commitment to the nation and so on. That goes beyond party affiliation. You know, sometimes I get a sense that our politics has become like a war of gangs. You know, a war of criminal gangs. So one of them has captured some territory and is benefiting from it. If you manage to defeat that criminal gang, you establish your domain there like a mafia and you take control of everything for yourself, regardless of the national interest. And it's a danger that this country faces. This country must be governed as a country. It is one nation of one people with one common destiny. We need to revisit that slogan which General Achampong in his wisdom introduced. What is happening? My friend, what is happening in our country? So what about those who do not belong to political parties? They are not human beings anymore. So in our country today, if you do not belong to a political party, if you are not a member of a political party, you lose all your rights as a citizen. What nonsense is that? And then, so what? You know, we help you to win election and therefore we have an entitlement. You have what entitlement? This country, and Senna, listen to me very, very well. We went to an election. We elected President John Dramani Mahama as the chief manager of the affairs of this country. We did not sell Ghana to him. Ghana does not belong to him. Ghana does not belong to the NDC. Ghana did not belong to the MPP, and Ghana would never belong to the CPP. What we do when we go for elections is that we elect managers, and they are supposed to manage this country on behalf of all the citizens of the country. If they fail to do that, they cease to qualify as governments. And we must approach this fight against Galamsey with the same vehemence and within the same principle and so on. That's the only way we can move forward. That is the only way we can move forward. My friend, you see, in any country which is committed to basic principles of law, now I believe very, very strongly that the state institutions, including its investigative institutions and so on, ought to act according to law. Otherwise, we'll be thrown into the jungle. State institutions, especially the investigative authorities, the NIB, the CID, the so-called Sh0cks and so on, all of them ought to operate according to law. It's a very firm belief that I have. Even when they are dealing with murderers, even murderers have rights. Murderers, those who commit murder, have rights. And we cannot violate those rights simply because they are murderers and so on. We should understand that very clearly. So today, I asked myself, why was Henry Addison's house...
Ernest.
Is it Ernest?
Ernest Addison.
Well, forgive me, Massa. There are so many names in the world, sometimes you can't get all of them right.
Yeah, that's one.
Why was Ernest Addison's house searched, raided? I don't know what words to use. I don't know. Do you know?
No.
Sana, do you know? I don't know. All the explanations that have been given and so on doesn't tell us anything about how and why the house was searched. You understand? So on what basis do I make a judgment? Master, on what basis do I make a judgment as to whether what happened was right or wrong, lawful or unlawful? We don't know anything. We are told that when they went to his house, and this is Afenyo Makin. Now, Afenyo Makin, I think sometimes he talks too much. He's so much in a hurry to talk that sometimes he leaves his brain behind. You understand? There's this gentleman who is talking, and what is he telling us? That when they went there were 3 official cars in the house. Okay? And that those 3 official cars were driven away, and later his drivers went and picked the official cars and so on. I'm asking myself, retired governor, what are 3 official cars doing in his house? He's not entitled to any official car. If he retires with the vehicle, it becomes his personal property. It is no longer an official vehicle. So if there are 3 official cars in his house, then something was wrong. But this information is coming from Afenyo Makin. Afenyo Makin. I can't believe it. 3 official cars. What were they doing in the former governor's house? Official cars. 3. Not 1, not 2. 3. Why? It doesn't end there.